Welcome back to the CONVO Couch, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pastor Jardula.
And I am Fiorella.
And we have a great show for you today. This is the first show since we covered the debate, and I just want to lead out, fam, and saying, wow, what an awesome time the debate was. If you joined us on the CONVO Couch on Thursday, we had over 4,000 viewers on at one time. Thank you so much. Some of you became subscribers. If you haven't, subscribe. On the MCSC network, fam, on Wednesday, we had over 12,600 people, and guess what they did, fam?
They shut us down, fam.
Shut it down. They did shut it down, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to silence our voice. But with you guys out there helping us out, the way you helped us out for the KDM convention and the way you supported us for this debate, we want to ask you to keep helping us out if you can, because independent media is so important. And I thought it was just so radically awesome, fam, that so many people joined in and said F the mainstream media to watch it with the corporate free coverage.
I know, and it was awesome because even at the debates, Niko was telling us that people were watching our stream, and that was really cool. And Jimmy hopped in there, and he was saying his opinions.
Yep.
And yeah, it was awesome. It was nice having the counterpoint of Lauren Steiner there to disagree with strongly on Warren. And I thought that was kind of fun, actually, to see everyone's reactions to that. You know, some of you agreed with Lauren, some of you agreed with me. And that just shows the state of the progressive movement and all in general, the Democratic Party.
And William Moses Somerville. Awesome.
Yes.
Wemo Some, which he's on Twitter. If you haven't seen the guy, if you don't know, now you know.
Awesome.
We're going to have more of him coming out here. He is awesome. And on Thursday, we had some comic relief. We had Ron Plizzicone.
Funny as hell, of
in
course.
the house. Was great. We had an audience. That's it. But fam, let's get back to talking about it. We have a great show for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do some debate recap. You know that shit that Kamala tried to pull on Thursday. You know fam ain't letting that slip. You know, you saw her there. She's going to expose Kamala Harris. I don't know where my egg is. I think I left my egg upstairs. We're going to play game time here, too, and we're going to include the audience. You can help fam crush an egg on my head if you get a perfect 6 for 6. But here's the catch. If fam gets less than 3 questions right, she's got to make me dinner. And we're going to put her cooking the dinner on the Patreon for all you Patreons out there. We have some new Patreons. Thank you so much.
I'm
and
not
of course,
a cook, so this is going to be fun.
Well, that's the thing, fam. I don't know what's more punishment, making you cook it or me having to eat it. But either way, if fam gets 5 right or 4 right, she's going to win the game, and I'm going to cook for her what else is new. But we'll film it and for you on the Patreon to see it there. But, fam, let's start off from the top, because 12 days before the debate, when the lineup was announced and you were slanging Moscow mules and pouring glasses of wine, me and my boy Johnny Tsunami did a little debate lineup analysis, and Johnny made a little video, Johnny Tsunami, and we're going to show you, because I wish I had my Swami hat on and my crystal ball, and so does John, because we made some predictions, fam. Check out the video. I think you'll be proud of us.
Sweet.
45 watching. 43 watching. 9 watching. So here's a good question. Who could surprise at the debate? Which one, Dave? Day 1 or day 2? All right, day 1. Here's the thing.
Well, let's look at the lineup one more time.
Day 1, I think once again, I kind of put it out Cory Booker because he has a chance to say some stuff. He's not going to surprise anybody.
Thought Cory was going to surprise.
But I think he'll give them sound bites to prop him up. You know what I'm saying? But once again, let's keep in mind, the establishment wants to coddle Warren, protect her, coddle Warren, hurt, go after Tulsi, protect, coddle Warren, hurt Tulsi. And here's the thing. I think Tulsi's weaknesses, they're going to pinpoint them, and I think they might ask questions about LGBT stuff to try to ring a bell. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come at her with the bullshit.
One of the first things you did after launching your campaign was to issue an apology to the LGBTQ community about your past stances and statements on gay rights. Why should voters in that community, or voters that care about this issue in general, trust you now?
Let me say that there is no one in our government at any level who has the right to tell any American who they should be allowed to love or who they should be allowed to marry. I know that they would give their life for me, and I would give my life for them.
They're going to come at her with the bullshit. And don't think they won't. Do you think they'll ask one question about Venezuela?
On foreign policy, not even. Probably,
Not even close.
Not even. Maybe Iran. They'll ask about. Maybe.
You've said you would sign back onto the 2015 deal. Would you insist though that it address Iran's support for Hezbollah?
Let's deal with the situation where we are, where this president and his chicken hawk cabinet have led us to the brink of war with Iran.
Is that Tulsi just can't go out there guns a-blazing. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Tulsi has to strategically, she just can't go out there wilding on all sides and just attack Elizabeth Warren. She's got to pick her spots.
Whether we're talking about Central America, whether we're talking about Iran, whether we're talking about Afghanistan, we've got to be completely engaged.
Is that what you will tell the parents of those 2 soldiers who were just killed in Afghanistan? Well, we just have to be engaged. As a soldier, I will tell you that answer is unacceptable. We have to bring our troops home from Afghanistan.
Joe Biden now.
Biden.
Joe Biden got to watch your ass, Mr. Biden, man. Kamala Harris, she wants to look as, that's the thing with Kamala Harris, and I'll explain. Kamala Harris could go after Joe Biden. Watch for it.
We've also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden. It was actually it was hurtful.
Watch out for Kamala Harris, and you can get so much play on social media if you get a nice clip of yourself just going, "Para!" to, Joe Biden. Really, that Joe Biden will be the most sought out person. He can't hide no more. But I can tell you who I think is going to flop and be out after this for sure is Bill de Blasio.
And Beto.
All right. There you have it, fam.
Sick beat, Johnny.
Sick beat, fam. And guess what? What's the guy you should call me who makes the predictions?
Oh, the Spanish guy. I don't know if any of you watching know this, but there's a Spanish guy that goes on Univision called Walter Mercado.
Call me Pasta Mercado.
Yeah.
And Johnny had some good predictions, too. He predicted
You
Iran
guys-
and Beto would flop. We made some predictions.
You guys
we did
were
our homework.
on the point, like on the spot. You guys had pretty much every single thing predicted because that is our job. That's why it's not like, we're psychic. I mean, some of us might be, but it's just the fact that we have to look at everything going on around and like we see the pieces being moved a certain way, and it's our job to kind of predict that. And you guys did a wonderful job. That was almost like uncanny.
Thank you. Well, before we dive into it, let me just send some love out to some people. Keen James on the Convo Couch YouTube. Thank you so much, Warren and Lauren. Unknown Space Pioneer, how you doing, my man? Thank you for jumping over to the Convo Couch. This might be a friend of yours. He says, hello, fams. His name is Johnny Boy 867. You know him?
Yeah, it's Johnny Tsunami.
It's
fam.
Johnny Tsunami. All right. Then we got Edward Klein over there on the MCSC network. Edward Klein, it's always a pleasure to see you. Kay Jenkins, Kel Jones, David Alberts. Thank you so much. Skull Death 23. I don't know where the 23 comes from. And on the Facebook where we started, where it all began, we got some old schoolers. Rocky Bellinger.
Hey,
we got a little
Rocky.
talk about it. Remember, we promised you the rope-a-dope. I know she doesn't want me to hear it, but Johnny's also got a little something special. I'm going to call it the Rocky Bellinger section. And we'll also be getting into T-shirts. Going to be sending you out. We'll also be sending one to Steve Woolbrandt, who is online. Thomas E. Young, we love you. Chris Tedford, thank you for joining us in. Yes, we do have the crystal ball. So, fam, let's get to it. Let's talk about Cory Booker because we talked about Cory Booker. We kind of found out at the KDM convention he got some praise from the delegates. And we understand it's not just about talking points because some of these candidates, when they start running, you're like, how the hell are they going to run? They have such a history of voting and taking money and all this bullshit. How are they going to run? But Cory Booker, he got the most time talking on day one, fam.
Right. And that's also because Cory Booker knows how to, like Kamala Harris, engage his audience with rhetoric that is full of lofty things that people like to hear, and things that the platitudes that people like to hear. And he started talking about big pharma. He was lying.
Yeah.
That right away, to me, as someone that is knowledgeable on policies, is completely a turnoff. But for people who aren't knowledgeable, Cory Booker and Kamala Harris are dangerous because they can seem like they know what they're talking about. They can seem like an Obama type of candidate. But you guys have to remember, where did Obama get us, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they did the same thing. It was full of platitudes. We were saying during the breaks, we were talking about Bain Capital. We were talking about the money that Mark Zuckerberg gave him, where he gets his money from financially. And that was such BS. The number one, too, though, fam, do you agree about this? The moderators, did they not coddle Elizabeth Warren because she got 5 questions in the beginning, right? And then she went away, and it was almost like they were protecting her and coddling because they weren't going to get her involved. They knew that Tulsi Gabbard was on the stage. They kept her out of foreign policy and let her explain her points in the beginning. Do you agree on that?
Absolutely. I mean, this whole thing was to promote Warren and people like Booker and setting up Kamala Harris for the next day to go and attack Biden, which we'll talk about later. But Tulsi, with very little time that she had to speak, she actually did very well.
Yeah.
But you can see the mainstream media and how they absolutely manifested it for Warren. And we have the pictures, too. But you want to go ahead and read the...
Well, I got to say also there's somebody who agreed with us, too, as well. As we were happing this, we were sitting down there. We were on the table. We were cursing. Somebody let out a tweet from Tulsi Gabbard's her Twitter. It happened to be her sister sitting down, and we were sitting there counting. It was like, is that 5 questions to Tulsi's 1? It's clear who the MSNBC wants to be president, Elizabeth Warren. They're giving her more time than any other candidates combined. They aren't giving any time to Tulsi at all. Tulsi's sister.
And she's
up,
amazing.
V?
We love V.
How you doing, V?
But here's the thing, and she's entirely right. Because even though later on, as you said, Elizabeth didn't have a lot of time, we have this picture here of, Johnny has that meme up there. That's a great
there's the meme. Look at it. Oh, that meme is awesome. Tulsi's sister. Maybe I shouldn't send that from Tulsi's account. It's unprofessional. Also, Tulsi's sister. Fuck NBC. Fuck Elizabeth Warren. Fuck Rachel Maddow. Fuck NBC. And fuck with my sister. I'll fuck you up too. Trying to be a little PG because I got called out on the stream for cursing. Well, that was debate night. I can probably say fuck now, and I just said it and stuff. So.
I just want to say, fam, people are more outraged about curse words than they are about actual outrage happening in the world, and that's what my issue is with people having issues with curse words. But, okay, Elizabeth Warren, here's the chart. Elizabeth Warren had the most time
so far.
In the very beginning.
Yeah.
She had the most time, and then it was Castro, and then it was Rourke, and then it was Booker. As the night went on, she went on to... 3rd place. There was another one that showed her in 2nd, finishing up.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When V wrote that, she was right. That's what they were doing. And Tulsi obviously had a lot less in the beginning. She was almost last, and then she kind of went up a little bit as we went.
It's almost like her last question, fam, Elizabeth Warren, where she got a little stumblish, where, well, maybe we need to do more research when it comes to the gun control thing. Like, she didn't have the insight. It's like the mainstream media said, all right, and the establishment shut her down. That's it. She's got enough time. Because I said this before, and I made a point of this. I made a tweet about this. Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, to me, they were the true front runners, and all they had to do was hold serve. They didn't have to knock it out of the park. They didn't have to have the big soundbite. They just had to not fuck up. And I think that's what Elizabeth Warren was capable of doing in this debate. She didn't make the impact, but she didn't get the moment where she got caught with her pants down like some people did. Now, you have this other thing, the state's up, right? And we're going to talk about this. Ahead of the debate, we saw Elizabeth Warren. Those maps are blue. Look at the United States. It's blue. There's a couple yellows in there for Beto. I don't know what's going on in Wyoming, why people in Wyoming are searching for Beto. And then you got Cory Booker, who was searched in Alaska. Why are you searching Cory Booker in Alaska? And you can see. But then during the debate, when shit was happening, it went green. And I'm talking about green Tulsi Gabbard green, who's also pro marijuana. That's why they use green. And then Cory Booker with the red, with the platitudes, fam. We talked about it.
All the South.
All the South. But once again, fam, it's that rhetoric. It's that political savviness. It's that, you're a professional politician. You can talk the balls off a pool table is what my uncle used to say. And that's what they did. And even though we called them out each time, you know what I'm saying? They got away with it, and people bought it. You also have this here.
Yes,
Google searches during debate.
Exactly, and
This
Tulsi's
shows
number
what
one.
the true winner is, right? Can you explain to the audience that this is what tells you what the true winner is?
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't say necessarily one thing tells you who the true winner is, but the fact is Tulsi came from very, very little. A lot of people didn't know who she was, except, of course, the progressive community and her own state. And then, of course, right as the debate is surging and it's happening, and she's really not getting a lot of talk time, the few moments she got talk time shouldn't have gotten her all the way to number one. But it is the impact of the answer she gave and the way she reacted that got her to the number one spot of the most Google. And that's crazy to me because like I said, she wasn't highly popular. And then we have the last graphic where we show the two people surging were Tulsi and even Bernie. Because on day one. That tells you so much because everything, especially on day 2, was framed around Bernie's platforms and his policies, et cetera, et cetera.
And like we said, who won day 1? Bernie Sanders won. There are 67 people watching on the CONVO Couch YouTube. The over-under today was set at 73. So I hope I lose because I thought we'd have it at 73. Right now we're at 68. We might bash it. Before we get on to more of this, California for Tulsi. It's Cody, right? Is it Kobe or Cody? It's one of the California for Tulsi. Thank you for joining on in. We love you. Khalida, Bernie Stream, Jackie Pagoo. Is that it? Say it right? Ooh. Unknown Space Pioneer, Dan Campbell. Thank you for joining. Join us for game night because game day, it's at 71. I'm going to lose the bet. But here's the thing. We're going to use the audience for game day, and you can actually get an egg cracked on my head.
Please let me crack an egg on Pasta's head, you guys.
Now, there's going to be Team Pasta and Team Fee. So, Team Pasta, your job is to get in there and give her wrong answers to confuse her so the egg doesn't get over my head. Edward Klein, Skull Death, still over on the MCSC. We had Vladis Mosley, who just joined. King Santos, thank you there. T.S. Merrill and Shaden Sin. And on our Facebooks, we have John Stevens. Oh, man, from high school, John Stevens. I know we don't agree on a lot of stuff. Thank you for joining on in, checking on out. I love you, John. We grew up together. We had some times together. Y'all don't know John Stevens. That's my boy, no matter what. Chris Telford, Melissa Michelson.
Hey, Melissa.
Call me. Lydia, she's online. Rocky Bellinger still hanging on in. Let's get back to it. Let's talk about the next thing. Of course, fam. Of course. You knew that they were going to go after coddle Elizabeth Warren. Go after Tulsi.
Exactly.
Coddle Elizabeth
Warren.
No
hard questions for Warren.
No.
They were just framed beautifully. But if you saw the way they were coming at Tulsi, coming at Bernie, they might as well have stabbed them. And, of course, they go back to the LGBT question.
They did. They went back to the LGBT community. Why didn't they go after Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, though, the way they did? They didn't even remotely go after them, but they went at the core. They wanted to make sure that the people who are seeing Tulsi for the first time also are reminded that the first time that she had LGBTQ issues with the community and she had to start her campaign with an apology because of what happened. But since then...
When she was 21.
When she was 21, raised by a conservative family.
Even though Obama and Hillary were way into their middle age when they...
And the voting record, fam. Let's not forget Tulsi's voting record is A+. So, of course, they went after that. You can see they were going after. And then they also asked her a question like no other. And now people who don't understand foreign policy don't understand this question. What they did to her on the Iran question, even Lauren Steiner said during the break after, it was disgusting. The fact that they acquitted Hezbollah, and what they're trying to do there, fam, is corner her. So if you say, no, I'm not for Hezbollah getting involved, then you're saying we're being pro-war and we're not letting the people speak for each other. If you speak for Hezbollah and say they deserve a seat at the table, now you're speaking to a crowd and they corner you and they look at you as a terrorist sympathizer of sorts. So nobody got a question like that. That question was the worst question of the whole time, and I'm glad Tulsi handled it the way she did. She says, we got to deal with the situation the way it is now.
Exactly, fam. And you had the video, right?
We did show the video. Do we have a video of that? No, we showed it on the beginning video. We showed her. She answered it. We'll play that video again with the music that Johnny got that dope beat. And fam, and this is for Rocky Bellinger. Rocky, come on in. Listen up, Rocky. Rocky, I promised you. I said she was going to do the rope-a-dope, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Now, fam is getting crazy. She's ready to kill me every single time I say rope-a-dope. And I explain the analogy. Well, I explain the analogy about them leaning against the... Meghan McCain has been copying and watching the show. She's been using boxing analogy on The View. Cut it out, Meghan. I don't give a shit. Don't use my stuff.
And Meghan McCain praised Tulsi and then deleted the tweet.
Yeah, I know, right? That's just like, oh my God.
And first of all, before all of you are like, all right-wingers love Tulsi, Meghan McCain hated Tulsi. She called her an Assad apologist.
Yes, she
called
did.
her a bunch of other things, and she's like, I know I don't like Tulsi, but what she said was right. Even Anna Kasparian, hallelujah.
Hashtag even Anna.
Hashtag even Anna.
That's started by Cullen, my boy. I love you, Cullen. Great work for Tulsi.
Thank you,
kick
Cullen.
ass. It was a great time.
More.
Oh, man. So now the rope-a-dope, fam. Let's get back to it. And by the way, there's 81 on the CONVO Couch YouTube. So I lost the bet to Johnny. I have to do 20 push-ups later. We'll film it and put it on the Patreon. I hope I can do them. I know I can do them.
Are you sure?
I can do them. Fam, please. I was in the the Navy. But anyways, fam, we talked about the rope-a-dope, we talk about it being a strategy where George Foreman had to go after Muhammad Ali leaning back on the ropes. In other words, he was goading him in, and he was tiring him out. And it happened somewhere in the 8th round, almost identical to what happened in the debate. The late second part of the 8th round. Tulsi was holding back, and here's what happened. Let me explain how the knockdown took place. Johnny, show him. Great video.
Whether we're talking about Central America, whether we're talking about Iran, whether we're talking about Afghanistan, we've got to be completely engaged. Michigan or rebuilding.
Congresswoman Gabbard, I'm going to give you 30 seconds actually to jump off what he said. He described engagement as the problem.
You will tell the parents of those 2 soldiers who were just killed in Afghanistan? Well, we just have to be engaged. As a soldier, I will tell you that answer is unacceptable. We have to bring our troops home from Afghanistan. We are in a place in Afghanistan where we have lost so many lives. We've spent so much money that's coming out of every one of our pockets, money that should be going into communities here at home, meeting the needs of the people here at home. We are no better off in Afghanistan today than we were when this war began. This is why it's so important to have a president and commander-in-chief who knows the cost of war and who's ready to do the job on day one. I am ready to do that job when I walk into the Oval Office.
And there it is, man.
Wow. Johnny, that was amazing.
Right? Right? Now, but now you all understand out there, right? Laying back, leading, and all of a sudden, here goes Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan slipped. And that's what I'm saying. The mainstream media wasn't going to put Elizabeth Warren out there. They were going to take that chance. They already know that she came after with the tweet. Regardless of what happened to the tweet, they knew.
And they helped Tulsi, actually, by doing this. It always goes like that. They try to, debilitate Bernie Sanders. They try to debilitate Tulsi Gabbard. But because they're so smart and so wise and they don't fall into these traps, they end up making them look better than everybody else who's playing a game and doing a show, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome to see.
It was great. And, I can't watch. I had a video up on my Twitter with some music and the filter. I've watched this different times. I'm going to watch this Muhammad Ali video about 20 times today.
He is.
And we encourage you guys to do the same. Johnny will probably post it up somewhere else by itself. Johnny, great work. On the Twitter, on the tweets.
It's on Twitter under Johnny, and I retweeted it, and so did the Combo Couch.
We're talking about the meme?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The video, is that out yet?
Yeah, it's on his Twitter.
It's on. What's your Twitter, Johnny? Tell people what your Twitter is.
At Jonathan Mayorka.
Johnny, I think he should change it to Johnny TSU, Johnny Sue. But that's me. There's 80 people over on the Convo Couch. Thank you so much. There are, how many people over? There are 204 watching on the MCSC network.
Guys?
Thank you guys who joined us on Debate Night 1, who helped us get shut down. I'm wearing it like a badge of honor.
A lot of you didn't know, but we didn't just shut it down right when Tulsi spoke. We would never do that.
Never do that, yeah.
Down.
Nico was sending us messages from Insta. He goes, man, I'm at this debate and shit, but they're telling me we're getting suspended for 90 days. I saw almost 13,000 people on my YouTubes. What were you doing? We're like, we're just handling stuff for your son, MCSC Network, Convo Couch, Johnny Tsunami. Sorry, let's go to the next thing. I love you guys all out there. Fam, Beto flopped. Do you agree? Do you believe he was one of the biggest losers of this?
Absolutely. Ron was cracking me up here with all his Beto jokes because Beto did horrible. And it was just unanimously agreed that even not just a Spanish speaking fam, it was worse than that. It was just, he had no legitimate answers. He had no comebacks to when Castro was destroying him. And, I'm not a fan of Castro because I know what he's done to a lot of the communities. He hurt the Latino community and the poor people actually in California. But he did one great thing today, or a couple days ago, was when he knocked down Beto. He made him look like an idiot, made him look like he wasn't good enough in the whole on the whole immigration issue. And that's something that I think I can say he did a good job on. Thank you for taking Beto down.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think Ron said if his only job is to go in there and kill Beto, then so be it. But you know what? Let's also, and I have him on my top 5 candidates trending up. He hit number 5. Number 4 was Mary Williamson. Number 3 was Kamala Harris. Number 2 was Cory Booker, and number 1 was Tulsi Gabbard. I think I might have had Kamala Harris 2 and Cory Booker 3. They were both 2, 3 because they were trending up. But either the important thing about them is Marianne Williamson was trending up because she said some great stuff and I'm sick and tired of people playing her off like a crazy lady. She's talking some stuff that we need to talk about. She's the only one on stage that even remotely, and Tulsi didn't do this and Bernie didn't do this remotely.
On stage. They've done it before, but not on
They once again, they got to make that tighter line. that to say that our immigration issues, because they're talking about immigration all the time in these debates, the immigration issue is a direct result of our imperialistic ways in South and Central America.
Absolutely.
We cause these problems, and Fam wants to go to Texas right now
to
even talk to more people, but we have to connect that dot,
Which
and
is
Marianne
why I wanna
Williamson
do that.
did.
Yeah.
Julian Castro, he's trending up just like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, but it's for all the bullshit reasons. They're full of shit. So let's get on to our second part, Fam, because Kamala Harris might have been safe on stage, but you know Fee's going to get you.
Okay.
I wish we had like something coming in like, because here comes right now, because she said some shit on the stage and people are like, wow, that's great. Wow, that's awesome. But it's not awesome, fam. Let's get into this.
Okay, let's get into it. So Kamala Harris talked about family separation and how she's so appalled by it and so on and so forth. So let's talk about how at 1 minute and 1 hour and 7 seconds and 40...
He's got
1 hour and 7 minutes, yeah.
I will also immediately put in place a meaningful process for reviewing the cases for asylum. I will release children from cages. I will get rid of the private detention centers. And I will ensure that this microphone that the President of the United States holds in her hand is used in a way that is about reflecting the values of our country and not about locking children up, separating them from their parents. And I have to just say that we have to think about this issue in terms of real people. A mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
Okay.
Bam. That sounded good.
It sounds good.
It sounded awesome.
It sounds great.
Is there a problem with that?
There is a problem with that.
What's that?
Because in 2008, Kamala Harris supported a San Francisco policy that reported arrested and undocumented young people to ICE.
Oh.
And that is a very hypocritical statement to make, having supported legislation that actually helps ICE get immigrants who are undocumented. And she might have changed her mind, but it's a coincidence that she's changed her mind as she is running a campaign to be president of the United States. And many of you know that I have posted on Twitter several things about Kamala Harris. And this isn't just because I don't like her or anything like that. I wish I could like her. I don't like her. I don't. But it's not just because of that. She also loved talking about separating families from children as being awful. But she actually was famously the attorney general who promoted bills to reduce truancy. Truancy is when a child is left after school. We talked about this before for over 30 minutes, and they consider them more likely to fail. So what she then did was encourage parents who had of children who had this truancy to be arrested or separated from their kids.
Yep.
And in turn, that led to more people in jail. And who are those people in jail? Those are Black people, Latin people, and people of color who she was directly targeting.
Yeah, and I think I saw an article one time that said Kamala Harris wasn't tough on crime. She was tough on Black people because that's who her policies affected the most. Fam, do you have anything to say about that? Because I just want to send some quick shout outs before you get on to the next really thing.
Let me just see if I have anything.
You have more on truancy?
No,
Okay,
we're good.
so let's just say, fam, that we're going to need a Fugazi button because as this thing starts off, we see, and then once again in the early debates, I think they can get away with this. But as the pack slims, as it shreds down, as we get one-on-one, you can't avoid people. You can't avoid topics, and they're going to call you out on this shit. And this right here, all this fugaziness about talking about people and kids in cages, and look at her. Fam, exposed. Let me say some hi to some people. 92 on the CONVO couch, Woo! YouTube. Kalita, how are you doing? Keen James, still in there with us. We love you. Anthony Reyes, Jake Bagel. I like to call you Jake the Bagel. Who's that? Tim Flawbug?
Well, look what he said. Kamala took donations. Yes, I have a picture of showing that Kamala took donations from Trump. It's crazy.
We're going to expose that shit too. Edward Klein still in there from the MCSE Network. David Michella, Dave Alberts, critique the corporatist ideology. We love you. Haley, Thank you so much. Guys, go on over to our CONVO Couch YouTube. We need the likes, shares, and subscribes. And if you got a few bucks, we'll talk about that. We're going to do a really quick super chat. It's from Krillin876. We love you, Krillin. Imperialism is a factor, not completely at fault. U.S. did not create MS-13. Why is Mexico seem innocent? Mexico brutalizes migrants. They might brutalize migrants, but we caused the migrants in the first place. Sorry, go ahead, Pam.
And also what's happening with Mexico is something that we want to do more research on too, because Obrador was supposed to not necessarily be the guy that cooperates with Trump when it comes to the immigration issue. And now they're sending their troops there to keep these migrants away. But we also have to think about the fact that Mexico can't really afford to have all of these people coming in either. So what the situation is that we have caused the situation in Central America. And now we're attempting to wash our hands and put these people in camps and concentration camps, whatever you want to call it.
Them, yeah.
That's not the point here. But the fact is we need a solution quick, because the conditions these people are under are completely inhumane, and this is a humanitarian crisis more than it is now an immigration issue, but it's also a war and regime change issue, which is the point that we are all trying to make here.
Really quick, I just want to say hi to these people. Come jump over to the CONVO Couch YouTube. Jason Small is in the house. We got to send your shirt out, Jason Small. You are one of the lucky ones. Ted Athy jumped in. We love you, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
We love your opinion. Scott Grassis. Tim Johnson made
Tim? Our
Timmy J.
revolution.
Gilbert Flores, always in the house.
Hey,
we love you, Gilbert. Rogue Amari Tenio. I don't know who that is. That's brand new, but thank you so much. Welcome to come on. Jumped on in. And Scott Garris is also, and now my homegirl from Iowa, Valerie Flanagan, which we'll be talking more with, is now on the Facebook. Fam, let's get to the second part of Kamala's lies, because it didn't just stop there, did it, fam?
No, not at all. So
because we talked about body cams, didn't we?
We have. And again, Pasta and I have done this, and I'm going to do a separate video with all of the Kamala Harris stuff, because that's going to take an entire video in and of itself. But Kamala Harris said she protected police body cams and that she really wanted to have them around. But actually, she's advocated against them. So let's show her saying that at 1 hour, 34 minutes.
As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Senator Harris, thank you. Vice President.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys saw that she said that. So let me go over here and show you guys what exactly she advocated for. And she was disagreeing with the statewide police body camera regulations. And this is something that a lot of people don't know about if you're not from California, right? But we live in California. We know who Kamala Harris is. We know she's not a friend of the people. Specifically, she's a cop. That's what you always hear. Kamala Harris is a cop because she is. She was also accepted. She didn't go after Mnuchin, and she was the only one who he donated to in the Senate.
Yep.
If you remember. And it's these things. There's countless things with Kamala Harris, but I want to call out her hypocrisy. Her hypocrisy is unnerving to me. She's standing over there, and she's manipulating words and things to lie to the American people, and she's politicizing at every chance she gets, using race. And I know the issues that are happening with race, but here's the thing. When you politicize and manipulate it, that's where you get people who go away from the Democratic Party and jump either away completely and don't vote, or go to the Republican Party. Because the Democrats do this constantly and give the Republicans a reason to come back and attack.
Fam, you hit it out in the nose. If you think that the same kind of behavior which is almost identical to the 2016 behavior of the Democratic Party, where they can be so hypocritical, where their whole argument is that, our level of hypocrisy is not as bad as their level of hypocrisy. We went to the Bill Maher show last week to support Tulsi. We were the ones out there in the audience, and they actually said in that friggin' show that, we have our own form of gerrymandering and suppressing votes, but it's not as bad as the Republicans. Like they keep listen, people are just not going to show up. They're going to say, I'm not going to vote at all. And that's what we risk if we allow ourselves to fall into these bullshit, platitude-y kind of supports of Kamala Harris and the Cory Bookers and the Pete Buttigieg's out there. And by the way, I think we hit over 100 people on that We did. What are we at? What's the number? Johnny's going to make me do double push-ups.
Ooh,
107. If you go to our Patreon, I'm going to do 40 push-ups. I'm going to try to do 40 push-ups at one time because I told Johnny I would double the push-ups if we got over. I would do 20 push-ups if we got over 73.
I swear we're not turning into the Biggest Loser fam. Right?
No, we are. I'm going to lose weight. If you guys keep on proving me wrong, and I said if we go over 100, Johnny, I'll do double the push-ups. So, Johnny, I owe Johnny 40 push-ups, and hopefully when we play this game and I knock fam on her ass because I'm a sore loser.
You guys want me to cry getting on
That's
Pasa's
right.
head. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah, you got to get 6 out of 6, and we're gonna do that very shortly, fam.
Okay,
let's get to the. Listen, guys, this part coming up over here. If this shit doesn't light a fire under your ass, watch what Kamala Harris does. Go ahead, please.
So
get a little Roshan on there, my boy.
Kamala. Shout out to Roshan. Kamala used Biden and the Booker story for political points on race, saying that she was the child one of the children that was bused and during segregation and all of that. Let's first see what exactly she said.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
I'm going to get nauseous.
We do have to.
You know something?
Because I'm going to touch on every single point.
Oh, my God.
Made.
Let me tell you something.
Issue of race.
Senator Harris,
is
if
that
I could preface this, we will give you 30 seconds
agree.
since we're going to come back to you on this again in just a moment. Go for 30 seconds.
Okay. So on the issue of race, I couldn't agree more that this is an issue that is still not being talked about truthfully and honestly. There is not a black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination. Growing up, my sister and I had to deal with the neighbor who told us her parents couldn't play with us because we were black. And I will say also that in this campaign, we've also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden, I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of 2 United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the 2nd class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Senator Harris, thank you. Vice President Biden.
Okay.
Hold on, fam. Hold on. I'm getting nauseous because, you know, and listen, I don't want to seem insensitive to this talk, and I understand that we get this whole thing is that as soon as you talk against this, oh, you're a privileged white man saying that shit. No, bullshit. She's weaponizing her race.
Oh, wait, shut up, pass that. She's weaponizing her race.
Thank you, you can say that.
And she's using it in a politically manipulated way.
Yeah.
And honestly, this ends up hurting Democrats, because now you're going to have some people rooting for Biden because they see right through her hypocrisy. And then you're going to have the black community, some of them rooting for Kamala Harris. Okay.
Yep.
And it's going to create more of a division actually than a unity. And they're doing it at the expense of the American people, because our issues aren't being discussed as they are simultaneously talking at each other. And look at Bernie Sanders right there, staying away from the drama and sticking to the issues. So let me go ahead and...
Did I do a good Diamond and Silk? That was my Diamond and Silk. Have you ever watched Diamond and Silk?
No, I don't know what you're talking
about.
Well,
there's just one person that says everything and the other person goes, yep, yeah, so I was doing my good imitation there and whatnot. But go anyways, fam, because I want to buy a T-shirt.
Right, exactly. So right away, we can know that this is disingenuous and that she's been prepping for this because her team posted, of course, she's got a great media team, a picture of her as a little girl. Oh, my God. That is so great. There was a little girl in California who was bused to school. The little girl was me. A lot of us were bused to school, okay? But she's manipulating this yet again. So there's Kamala Harris. And then they started selling $30 T-shirts. That little girl was me. This is on our website to commemorate the viral tweet. And this is just wonderful, fam. Let's politicize this, make it a T-shirt, and get America up against Joe Biden or against racism without actually doing anything to fix it, and by supporting a candidate who's jailed more black men and women than every other person except, actually, she's probably done it more than Biden because of her position as a prosecutor, right? Biden wrote the crime bill, but they're both terrible.
I'm the guy. And what an opportunist. I mean, this is the same opportunist who was asking for donations for Stacey Abrams and then taking a piece of it as it goes along. Remember that shit too?
Yeah.
I mean, this woman is the worst. And fam, I'm glad you exposed her right here. Do you want to say anything else before we get to the game and the shout outs? You have more.
I have this. Yes. Okay.
She's got more.
Yes, I have more.
More. I thought we reached the level of bullshit on Kamala Harris that was possible. No, fam has more. Kamala, you better watch out. Your biggest foe is not Bernie Sanders or anybody on that stage. It's this woman right here. Fam, go get her.
Well, because Bernie can't attack her because he's white. So here's the thing. While it's true that she was among the second class of students at Thousand Oaks Elementary School to participate in a fully integrated busing program, she was far from the first black child to attend the school. They have data from Berkeley Unified School District. The school had 15 black students in 1963, a year before Harris was born. And then it goes on to talk about the second slide that by 1967, the district had considered the schools to be partially desegregated. And then by 1968, and it just kept going on and on and on from there. So Kamala Harris was born in 1964. Let's do the math here. If she was a little girl, even if she was maybe like 5 or 6 years old, she was going to school in 1970. By that time, the schools were pretty much integrated, and she's making it seem like and this isn't going to be my focus, because let's have something really clear here. Joe Biden did work with segregationists. He didn't have a good defense to his statement. She was entirely right about the statement she made about how he was working with them, and he didn't even know how to react towards that. He did awful. Let's make that very clear. But the fact is that she's manipulating and politicizing this for gain, because she's known about Biden for years. Yeah. She has worked with him for years. So has Cory Booker. They have used this opportunity to gain political points. And who called them out on it and then got trashed for calling them out on it?
Who?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Ooh. Remember? Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. For
she saw it right away.
You're right. Sorry.
And she was right in that aspect. I didn't agree with her tweet, but this is why she said that, because it's disgusting to some of us.
Because they knew about Joe Biden when Joe Biden was the vice president. I put a tweet up for that, and then 3 days later, Michael Tracy kind of echoed the same thing. Thank you, Michael Tracy. Glad you watched the Convo Couch. But, I mean, it's so true. They didn't say bupkis when Obama was making Biden the second most powerful man in the world. Nothing. Crickets. Now, all of a sudden, when you can use it for political gain, you use it. So
I had a few more things, fam, but I'm just kind of going to go through it quickly. Let's just talk about the fact that I'm going to make another video with everything else going on, but she's hurt people of color the most with the 3 strikes policy.
Yep.
She has resisted efforts to have her office investigate police killings.
Yep.
Okay. And Biden and her had more of this entire show. And I just want to point out this article that talks about how her and Biden she had planned this whole thing with Biden for over a month. Her team had gone on to assess how she could get the black vote from Joe Biden and how she could be the one that comes out on top entirely.
Yep. And they're also fighting over donors.
Exactly.
Money. And when people go, oh, why are these Democrats attacking themselves, these establishment? Because right now they want that money. And that's why when we did the pre-show 12 days before, we're like, listen, you got to understand, it's just like the Republicans were. They're fighting over donor money. So they have to put their chest out, boom, 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 beat it, and say, I'm the person to take that torch and get that money. So,
and I just want to show you guys my Twitter thread. If you guys haven't seen it, it has a lot of information. And apart from my thread, somebody commented an entire website where they have everything you need to know about Kamala Harris.
Yes.
And you guys should totally check out this thread. It's great. It has all the receipts that you need to go after her and read for yourself. If you don't believe me, there are the receipts right there for you.
Fam, you are a Twitter star. You have exploded on Twitter, and I've gotten some grain on Twitter too as well. And listen, if you can help me out, @YoPasta is my Twitter feed. I would like to get out of the red. In other words, I'd like to have more followers than people I'm following, and I'm finally there. I I had like 1,200 people I was following and like 600 followers, and now I'm right there from the show. So help me out. I want to go over some people real quick and say hi, or do you want to say anything else?
Let me just finish up right here, and I just want to say that Kamala Harris is constantly talking about how she is from the hood and all this other stuff. Her parents were they were professionals. He was an economic professor, and her mother was also a scientist, I believe.
Oh, they had money. They had money.
Yeah, so she loves to talk about that. But I just want to say before we go on to the next topic, Bernie Sanders won, in my opinion, because he stayed away from the drama and he was able to focus on the issues that he had going, while the rest of these people were bickering and talking over each other. To me, he didn't have to, like you said, he didn't have to do much. And a lot of people saw that as weakness. I made a video about this, that, he wasn't attacking her, but he can't really attack her. He can't really attack her because they're going to turn that against him. And he's got to find a way, though, to go after Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris, who are his biggest foes, in a way that is okay. But as we've seen, it's this idea that a white man can't ever say anything against a person of color because then he's a racist. And that's what the media is doing this. And we have to think about this issue as we can't be okay with the fact that Kamala Harris did this whole thing and lied. Like, we've thought about debates and politics as performances, and we need to stop thinking about it that way. This is about the American people. This is their chance to tell you how they're going to help you, why they need you to choose them. And if they're not doing that, we have to call them out on it. And I'm sick of people giving Kamala so much credit just because she did this whole show against Joe Biden. Like, it's just not enough to do that. It's not helping us.
I said that Bernie Sanders didn't need to punch down. He just needed to punch back. And he did the right thing in my mind. He let everybody kind of slide by. He didn't get involved. And by holding serve, him and Elizabeth Warren, I think they did themselves well. Let's get over to the YouTubes over there on the Convo Couch YouTubes. Wow, 140 people watching. Thank you so much. Tim Flowbug, Jake Bagel, Johnny Crab, 67, another guy that knows him, John Crab, Allison Murphy, Connie, we love you. Dan Campbell.
You had a couple super chats.
We do have some super chats over on the MCSC network where there are 358 people following. The first one says, thank you for your hard work from T Merrill 36, Tulsi Bernie 2020.
Yeah,
I say peace, not war. Tulsi 2020. And else, we also have another super chat with the imperialism factor we talked about. The other one says, pass the torch isn't policy proposal, but HIM, let me tell you this much. That helped him out. Also, when he did go after Bernie a little bit, I thought it helped him out a little bit. In fact, I think if he is able to move on to the next debate, make a little noise, maybe Bernie might sit down and talk to him about guns and bring him part of the team. I liked Swalwell. I didn't think he fell over himself.
Like him. I thought
he was okay.
Yeah, he was
hey, guys, I'm new here. Sorry. Love what y'all do. Tariq El Halabi, please make sure you go over to the Convo Couch YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. Fam, this is from scripts to clips for series and flicks. Read it up.
Hey, y'all, did you happen to see the YouTube where Mayor Pete told the black community of South Bend that he didn't want their vote?
He told the black woman that. He goes, I don't want your vote. And Nina Turner called him on him. And that's the thing about the Bernie campaign, fam. They understand who the big enemy is. They have, is it foresight when you can see ahead of the time? They understand hindsight's behind you. Foresight, they understand who the enemies could be. And they understand what a threat Pete Buttigieg can be. So, yes. Fam, guess what time it is? That was an awesome thing on Kamala Harris. Let's give it up for Fam, y'all. For Fam. Thank you very much, Johnny. It's game time, fam. Are you ready?
Guys, I'm going to need your help for this. I get to look at Facebook. I get to look at the YouTubes. And
let's show you right there. See, there's a board right there with 1 through 6. I'm going to play.
Please let me crack an egg.
Who said that? So for question number 1 and question number 4, Fam is going to look on the Convo Couch YouTube. So you there on the Convo Couch YouTube who want to help Fiorella out, give her names. For those who are Team Pasta, give her wrong names. 2 and 5, question 2 and 5 will be off the MCSC network, YouTube. You can help her out. And 3 and 6 will be off our Facebook, the Convo Couch Facebook. Now, fam, I'm going to give this to you. Okay, one more time. Question 1. We're going to tell who's got it. You're going to get 60 seconds, fam. The blue marker is right here. And what I want you to do, fam, is I want to write you. We're going to play Who Said That, and we're going to go. Questions 1 through 3 are going to be debate night 1. So whoever's on debate night 1, I'm going to say a quote from somebody who said that. You got to write down who said that, and you can write down the person's name who you chose to help you out. So if we know if it was somebody screwing you over that was helping out Team Pasta, I can send them something. And if it's somebody who helped you out, we know who's on Team Fiorella. So we're going to do it. You're going to have 60 seconds each one. It's a tough game, fam. So be ready.
Okay, so you said first one is YouTube? Or
First one is YouTube. So turn it over so you can write it. Convo Couch YouTube. So here's the Convo Couch YouTube. Right now we have Rock Lee, Seremis, Connie, Herb. Fiorella can use your help. She's going to have 60 seconds. Okay. I hid the cards from you, fam, because I didn't want you to be peeking at the cards. So I hid the cards. So when I'm done reading the question, we'll start the clock. So the first one, who said, if I were president today, I would sign an executive order that would get rid of Trump's zero tolerance policy, the Remain in Mexico policy, and the metering policy. There it is up on the board. He said, if I were president today, I would sign an executive order that would get rid of Trump's zero tolerance policy, the Remain in Mexico policy, and the metering policy. Fam, you're on your Convo Couch YouTube. Who said it?
I already put it down. Let's see if people agree with me.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to help you out, fam. Bernie Sanders is not in any of these.
Oh, he's not.
Bernie Sanders is not in any of these. This is night one.
Oh, night one.
But Bernie Sanders and Tulsi are not in any of these games. Look at your thing. There's people writing down stuff there.
Okay, I got it.
All right, well, whose name? Who helped you?
Do you want me to? Okay. The first person that said the first answer.
And it's not up there. You got to go the other way.
No, it was. They did it really cool. It was Michael Cruz is the first one.
So just write slash.
Michael Cruz. Okay.
Slash Michael Cruz. Okay, the second one. You ready?
Okay.
She did that in 45 seconds. So the second one. We're going to the MCSC YouTube. Okay. Guys, you're helping her out in the first one over there. Don't get me in trouble over here. Okay. Who said, we need to start dealing with the trauma that our kids have. We need trauma-based care in every school. We need social and emotional learning in every school. Who said it?
The first night, right?
First night. God. There's no Bernie. There's no Tulsi in any of these questions. Guys, on the Convo Couch, on the MCSC network, it's up there. We need to start dealing with the trauma that our kids have. We need trauma-based care in every school. We need social and emotional learning in every school. Who said it?
First night, you sure?
First night. I'm positive, fam. Oh, we got a $20 super chat.
Woo.
We'll read that after. Dan Campbell.
Niko, Venmo me that, please.
Yeah, Niko, we need help this month. Venmo's on the way, or Cash App. Help us out. Niko also made fun of my shameless plug.
You guys, like...
You got to write something down. 15 seconds left.
I already wrote something.
Well, are you happy with that answer?
They're saying something else.
Hold on.
There you go. Help him out.
5,
4.
Kristen was in the first night, wasn't she? Kirsten was in the first night?
Yeah, I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you it's turn. There it is. Time is up.
Yep.
That's it. All right. So do you want to put down who helped you out? You don't have to if you can remember.
I don't know if it was right or not. So.
Well, just say who helped you.
How am I supposed to say who helped me if I don't know who got the right answer? A lot of people put completely different answers.
All right, so that's we're going on to the next one. Number three, young lady.
Okay.
You're on the Facebook, right? We got Valerie Flanagan. We got Scott Garcia. We got people. Get on the Facebook, everybody. The Convo Couch Facebook. Here we go. Ready? Who said, if all of us does all that we can, then we're going to be able to keep this planet from warming another 2 degrees Celsius. And ensure that we match what this country can do and live up to our promise and our potential. If all of us does all that we can, then we're going to be able to keep this planet from warming another 2 degrees Celsius and ensure that we match what this country can do and live up to our promise and our potential.
All right, guys, Facebook, help me right now.
You got some people in there? You got some people in there?
I don't.
You got some people
I don't see. How am I supposed to? I don't see this. It's not scrolling.
Oh, it's not scrolling?
Yeah.
Let's try this here.
You have to stop the clock.
Stop the clock. Give her another.
It's not scrolling.
All right, there it is. Now it's scrolling.
Now it's scrolling? Okay.
Now it's scrolling.
Guys, who is it? Help me. Okay, I'm just going to say.
Write it easy so you can. It takes, if you push too hard, showing how nervous you are in some of these questions. Well, no, this one works the best.
No, I know who said it now.
If she writes it easy.
I agree.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Thank you, Scott. That was Scott.
All right, you Scott. Okay, we're going on to question number 4. Now remember, here are the ways go. If you get 3, it's a tie. If you get 4, it's a tie. 5 or 6, you win. 6, you get to crack a head over my head. If you get none of them right, I'm cracking the egg over your head, whether you like it or not.
No.
If you get 2 right, 1 or 2 right, you have to cook me dinner. Okay? So here's what were we on? Number 4?
Number 4.
Number
so
4.
This is second night.
This is second night now. Who said?
Second night, you guys.
The debate we're having in our party now is confusing because the truth is there's a big difference between capitalism on the one hand and greed on the other. Come on now. Convo couch.
Wait, Convo couch.
Right, it's over there.
YouTube?
You're over there. You're already over there.
I thought it was MCSE. No.
No Convo couch.
Okay.
You're going the wrong.
Yeah, that was.
There she goes.
I quoted her.
Okay. Don't touch.
I told you.
Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't
This
cheat.
one's wrong.
Don't touch. Don't cheat.
Okay, who said that first? Who said that first? I can't find that.
You can thank half the audience if you get it right, okay?
I know, but I want to pick someone.
All right.
Who was the
Right
first
there.
one? Allison Murphy.
Allison Murphy helped you out. All right.
Thank you, Allison.
Let's go to question number 5, night 2.
Okay.
Okay. Who said, yes, it needs to be more affordable in this country to go to college. It also needs to be more affordable to not go to college. 60 seconds. Yes, it needs to be more affordable in this country to go to college. It also needs to be more affordable not to go to college.
MCSC.
You're on the MCSC network.
All right, guys. Who is it?
There it is. It's up there. Come on, Team Pasta. Help me out. Give her the wrong answers. Help me out, Team Pasta. Here we go.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
It's up on the screen. Yes, there needs to be more affordable in this country to go to college. It also needs to be more affordable to not go to college.
Mm-hmm.
All right? We got some super chats.
Booty. Thank you. Whoever.
If you cook him pasta, it's considered cannibalism. Thank you, Baltazar.
Our
I always love
official
Baltazar.
pasta.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, I'm just trying to write down this person's name. There we go. Okay.
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm the only candidate on this stage that has called for a ban and a buyback for every single assault weapon in America. But I'm the only candidate on this stage calling for a ban and a buyback for every single assault weapon in America. This is the last question.
This is, what's his name?
You make sure the clock is going over here.
And this is Facebook, right?
This is Facebook. You're on the wrong one.
No, I don't. This thing doesn't.
It is done. And nobody's giving you answers because they don't know.
Oh, wow. You guys
Right?
don't know.
Are you writing? Did you write it down?
Yeah.
All right. You done? Okay. So let's take a look at your answers. Nobody helped you there. Okay. So let me make this straight. You got Castro for number 1. Number 2, you got Kirsten. You marked yourself wrong. Number 3, you got Inslee. Number 4, you put Kirsten Gillibrand. Number 5, you put, who's that?
Buttigieg.
And number 6, you put Swalwell. Let's start the clock. Answer number 1 was Julian Castro. And this is what he said.
If I were president today, I would sign an executive order that would get rid of Trump's zero tolerance policy, the Remain in Mexico policy, and the metering policy.
So you got a check for number 1. Number 2, who said
We
it?
need to
Tim
start
Ryan.
dealing with the trauma that our kids have. We need trauma-based care in every school. We need social and emotional learning in every school.
Nobody knew. 3 was Beto O'Rourke.
All of us does all that we can, then we're going to be able to keep this planet from warming another 2 degrees Celsius and ensure that we match what this country can do and live up to our promise and our potential.
4 was Kirsten Gillibrand. You got it. She said it.
The debate we're having in our party right now is confusing because the truth is there's a big difference between capitalism on the one hand and greed on the other.
Oh, there it is, number 5. There's that Pete Buttigieg. You got the dolphin.
Yes, it needs to be more affordable in this country to go to college.
Yay.
It also needs to be more affordable in this country to not go to college.
There he goes. Number 6 is Eric Swalwell.
Right. Nobody helped me on that one, you
But
guys.
I'm the only candidate on this stage calling for a ban and buyback of every single assault weapon in America.
So guess what, fam? First game of night, first game Sunday. It's 4. It's a dead tie. You had to get 5 right or 6 right for me to cook your dinner. 6 would have got the egg. But where you started off, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get dinner. I don't know if that's a punishment or a pleasure, but I thought I was going to get it. But fam on game night, and thank you very much for those of you who participated and helped out.
You guys.
You said Johnny said this would be too hard and she was going to get maybe 1 or 2 right. I said our audience is an engaged audience. Our audience is a smart audience. Our audience knows what's fucking going on, and that's why we love our audience. A $20 super chat came in on the MCSC network, and this is what it said. I like to hear Tulsi's attitude towards executive orders. They seem anti-democratic to me. I also want to see her refuse to endorse the corporatist candidate and go third party when the DNC screws us.
Here's the thing. I think out of all the candidates, Tulsi would be more likely to refuse to endorse because she's the one that refused to endorse Hillary. And she did step down in 2016. So based on her past behavior, I would think she might do something like that if she felt that there was a need for her to do that. Bernie has said he would support the nominee. And that is something I can't say I will do.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see Tulsi as being actually the one likely to do that. And I do want to see her take more on tying the domestic issues with the foreign policy as well.
I like to say some hi to some people. There's 113 people on the Convo Couch YouTube. We love you, but you're going to make me do push-ups. You guys suck. Elder 6'4", Allison Murphy, Rand Paul. Thank you, Congressman Rand Paul. I know you watch my show. I watch your speeches, and I can tell that... Who is? Rand Paul's probably going to say some bullshit. But it's okay, Rand Paul. Jump on in. We love to have the discourse. We love to disagree. We love to talk about that. We never shy away from that. We don't scare people away. We don't run them off. Trudy, Scott Leone, Alana Olzik. Oh, he's saying some bullshit about fam? Take it easy about fam. We don't care, though. We can just shrug it off. A. Mares is in the house. Thank you so much. Michael Cruz, Tim Dukes, Trudy, Elder 6'4", Haley Mew, Rob, Connie, Jake the Bagel. We love you guys. Thank you for all our new people. We had some new Patreons out there. Thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you for joining this over here and jumping on in. And, of course, we don't want to forget about our MCSC people. Chris Block is in the house. Jesus, Shandon, Freethinker. And thank you for that super chat. That super chat was from Dan Campbell. We love you.
Thank you, Dan.
And on the Convo Couch Facebook, which is, I don't know why, it's just doing a replay. I should hit the live button. Let me try to hit the live button. There we're at. Frank Spain, Marcus Kastler, Valerie Flanagan. We already said hi. We'll say hi again. Gilbert Flores, we said hi. We'll say hi again. We love our Facebook people. We started with Facebook. We want to ask you guys to go over to our Convo Couch YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a few dollars, what's that? Fam, we went to Tulsi Gabbard, see Tulsi Gabbard on Friday night. I took the night off of work, so Patreons, if you can help me out, because I took so many nights off this week with the debates and everything. We went to Tulsi Gabbard to see Tulsi Gabbard on Bill Maher, Johnny Tsunami, and we went with my friends, our friends, these anti-war people, because that's what the Tulsi Gabbard movement's all about. In this particular group, there's a bunch of older people that have been around that actually know friends that they lost in the Vietnam War.
Which
right,
is why
Johnny?
they're so incentivized. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why they're so all in for Tulsi Gabbard, because she believes she's the true anti-peace candidate. Not that Bernie Sanders isn't there, but specifically the anti-regime change thing is very, very important. So we went there. So what do we have a video of us walking on in? On Tulsi coming on in, and you can hear us back there screaming. And then watch what Bill says, too, as well.
Bad veteran running to be president of the United States and Hawaii's rep from the 2nd Congressional District there, Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi. Hey. How you doing? Aloha. Great to see you again. Yes, great to see you. Wow.
That's not the Aloha crew out here.
That's good. Come on. Is that an organic uprising for you? Or did you bring some people with you?
No, come
really?
on.
Okay.
Okay, stupid off the bat. Is that an organic uprising for you over there, fam? Or did you bring some people in here? I mean, I've been accused of being paid for a Tulsi paid sycophant. I actually have a picture on my Twitter where a bunch of Tulsi people are like, hey, man, if Tulsi supporters are getting a check, there's 7 people at a table here, the big Tulsi supporters that go to her rallies. We're waiting for our money, fam.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to read the super chat from Baltazar? Baltazar,
hey, Baltazar,
you need to jump on over to our Convo Couch YouTube. We need you, man. Baltazar and I go back from the Get Your News On for Ron people. We know we love Niko, but you got to love us, too.
I want a candidate to say the goal shouldn't be to defeat Trump. The goal should be to create a government that works so well for the people that Trump-like figures can never arise again. I agree. Absolutely.
Men, Baltazar.
See, Here's the thing. I've heard Bernie say our goal isn't only to defeat Donald Trump. It is to take on the billionaires and Wall Street and all that. But we do need someone that's going to say it completely again, over and over again. I do want to hear Bernie and Tulsi say specifically something like that. I agree.
And the debate wasn't the only time they tried to smear. And I'm not talking bagel with smear. I'm talking smear. Johnny's going to take over. Is your microphone on? You get your 3 buttons? Johnny's going to hit Johnny 3 buttons is what we're calling him right now.
Yeah.
Testing. Is everybody here, Johnny Tsunami?
Check.
Watch what our editor, our freaking guy behind the guy, our man Johnny Tsunami, who's really taken the CONVO couch to the next level, where all of you are enjoying this today. Johnny Tsunami, show them how they try to smear Tulsi Gabbard.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to show y'all that Tulsi retweeted us.
Oh, yes.
Here's Pasta's tweet. We took a picture after. There we are with the whole.
That's how we showed up.
All our Tulsi people.
The lays.
We showed with the lays and everything there. So that
they
was
put us
cool.
away from her. You notice that?
Yeah.
They put us all the way up in the right-hand corner.
It was on the opposite side of her.
But we didn't care.
Okay. So now we are going to go over.
By the way, thank you, Tulsi, for sharing that tweet.
Yeah, for real. So NBC superimposed a pimple on Tulsi.
Yeah. They did that. And then TMZ, out of all people, had to call Colin and tell him, hey, look what NBC did.
Thank you, TMZ.
So what I wanted to do was kind of just show everybody live that you can look this up yourself. All you have to do is search NBC Democratic Debate, find their live stream. It's, let's see, it's this one, right? Yes, that's the one with Tulsi. And I want y'all to take a look.
That works. You need to have public schools that work. And you also need to make...
Okay, so previously in the debate, you can see she does not have a pimple on her face. Where is it? And then you can see exactly when they put it on her. It's when they ask her about Iran.
So they did it when they asked her the Iran question.
That is so weird.
Right, so there it is. Okay, here it is. You guys see it? Everyone sees it? I don't know.
All right, now show where the pimple is.
It's not.
It's gone.
It's not there. It's
Boom,
not there.
Right
Boom.
there.
Nothing there, right?
You guys see that? Look, it's right there. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Show it and pose that, because I don't think they can see it.
There.
It's there?
It's there. Wow.
There, and then in the middle of it, it disappears. Hold on. Give it a couple seconds.
Can you pause it and make it bigger, though, so people can see it real quick?
Yeah, I'll pause it. See, it's right there. Right.
Look at the size of that thing. And the whole thing is, if you watch her lips, look at it. Wow. If you watch her lips, it's so distracting. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It's like red and everything. And they're subliminally fucking putting messages in there.
And then the moment it disappears, it's just completely random. Right there. Boom.
It. Gone.
Right there. Boom.
Gone.
Not there anymore.
So come back to us so you can see how shameless they are. Johnny Tsunami, thank you for that work. We were in the middle of doing some shit, and Johnny found that, wow, they'll stoop to no lengths to do that. There's reports that Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang, the two outsiders, non-Democrats, guess what happened to them, fam? They pulled their mics.
Oh, yeah. No. They absolutely pulled their mics. This is from people who attended the debates, and they absolutely pulled their mics. And here's the thing. Andrew Yang may not be my favorite candidate, but it is absolutely wrong how little he got to speak.
Yeah.
And he didn't capitalize on the moment, but he wasn't given much to capitalize on. And that, if you're not prepared for it, it makes you feel a certain way. You could tell he was pissed at how everything was structured against him.
It was not Andrew Yang's night. Going into it in the video, one of the things that the predictions we would have was that Andrew Yang might have gone after Joe Biden, and Yang might have took the lead. Yang might have showed strong, but instead it was Marianne Williamson who did make the most of her moments. Yeah. And it does suck when the mic's pulled and it's cut on you, and you have to be prepared for that shit. Being an outsider, but when he did have a chance to speak, he did fumble. It wasn't the best, fam. And I kind of feel bad for the guy, but who knows? Maybe he can rebound for the second debate.
I want to say something about that, though. It's because he's all policy. Yeah. Andrew Yang's, I may not agree with all the way his policies are, but he is a policy guy. And when you're a policy and you don't have a way to articulate that too in a way that is engaging, then unfortunately, because the masses are very emotional people, they aren't going to take very well to that.
So, fam, that was our first show that we had. I told you it was going to be an awesome show. I took off work yesterday so I could stay here with Johnny Tsunami. And, guys, we are at that point. We are starting to grow big. Today is evident. So many people on the live stream. We need your help. We need your love. The like, sharing, and subscribing is great. But if you can also go to our Patreon, we have new Patreons. And for our original 10 Patreons, we're going to be sending out shirts. James Alaya will get one. Rocky Bellinger will get one. Jason Small will get one.
Melissa
Howard Gold will get one. Melissa Michelson will get one. Fiorella is going to try to find hers. And we'll have the beautiful shirts out there for those people. Also, Bernie, what's his name? The dude who made the Beto O'Rourke thing that you're standing on the thing. Winkle. Bernie, bro.
Yeah, Bernie.
We got you a medium for you, my man, too, as well. But that's it for the show for today, fam, because I don't want to run too long, and it's hot as hell down here.
Yeah, it's hot.
So remember, go over, like, share, subscribe. For Johnny Tsunami, I am Pasta Jardula.
And I'm Fiorella Isabel. Thank you, guys. Convo out.
Make sure you say the tagline.